Hello there and welcome back to another edition of Silly Car Showdown, although to call this a car today would be a little bit weird because we have the Polaris RZR. This car was requested by both Angel and Need Bacon, and yeah, it's I've actually seen a couple of these now in real life, and they are rather cool vehicles, basically off-road ATVs. Yeah, rather interesting vehicles. They do have their own classification in this game, so you can go race a pack of them, and they're pretty decent fun for that when the AI isn't cheating, of course. Anyways, we're not here to run it stock or review it stock. We're here to probably put maybe a silly engine in it. I actually don't know if this thing will have engine swaps or not, but it's worth checking. Oh, it does. Now, of course, per the rules of the series, car will not be drivetrain swapped, and that's the only thing we won't do. Apparently you can slap a little turbo onto whatever engine's in it. I'm not actually sure what's in it. Oh wow, we actually get the choice of 3 engines. So, 2-litre Honda VTEC, which is predictable. A rotary engine, okay. Or a V8. We're going for the V8. a V8 Polaris. Alright, this is going to end well. Apologies on 2 all-wheel drive cars in a row, but this was actually the most requested car I've had so far, and Jesus Christ, the PI already. Now, we can't increase the tyre widths. That's not a good sign, but never mind. Also, none of this is adding PI. That reduced the P of what is this? Oh yeah, I forgot, this thing would have a CVT stock, wouldn't it? I wonder what the stock CVT would do in a... I'm going to have to experiment with that off camera at some point. What the stock CVT is actually going to do to this car. Nothing I'm doing is adding PI. Oh, there we go, finally. Some relief. PI is being added. Surprisingly enough, unsurprisingly, there's not actually a lot you can really do to this vehicle. It's already pretty roided out and raided out, and there's not really a whole lot of weight reduction or anything that you can do to a car like this. But yeah, it's still kind of cool. That we couldn't actually put a V8 in it. I was not expecting the ability to do that. This particular V8 actually doesn't have a whole lot of power, but yeah, it's still pretty mental. Again, we're putting this through what is essentially a glorified golf cart. You know what, sod it, I want as much power as possible. 775 horsepower, and apparently you can restrict it to S800, which is interesting. I don't really know why you'd want to race this in S-Class, but apparently the game thinks like that's what you should be doing with your Polaris RZRs. Yeah, actually, what's the 0 to 60? Oh, 0 to 60 is only 3 seconds on this. Okay, I was kind of hoping for an insano number. But also, I just realised that there's no aero for this either. Oh dear. Anyways, yeah, 775 horsepower, 447 foot-pound torque, 1,741 pounds of weight, front weight distribution of 41%. Jesus. R-Class 847, rear-engined all-wheel drive. Well, good thing I wrote my will before starting this episode. Well, here we are, no getting out of it now. It's time to give this car 7 laps of the Brands Hatch Indy course to find out where it will go. Our current leader is the Lotus Elise GT1, which set a time of 43.846. The Polaris, oh god. Oh god. Oh Jesus. First of all, them gear ratios need something doing to them. Yeah, I need to sort those out because they are too short. Well, yeah, we're only going to get to about 120 miles an hour with those, so we'll reduce them all the way out. There we go. So we'll have actually usable gear ratios now. Right. That's addressed. Although, oh! Yeah. This is interesting. Oh. The front wheels are literally not touching the ground. Right. I need to be careful, apparently. The suspension, despite being race suspension, is still unbelievably wobbly. Which is not good. Right. I was going to say, I wonder where this car's going to go. Honestly, I genuinely do not know. If I can keep this controlled, it might be quick. If it can't, oh no, I don't think it is going to keep controlled. God, this is awful. Right. Right, sod it. Short shifting. Oh no. The front end is just lifting up the front end, doesn't know what the hell to do. I don't know what the hell to do with the front end, to be honest with you. It is fast. There is no getting around that. I do quite like it how the little computer can actually keep up with the RPMs this thing is putting out, because I'm assuming this is more RPMs than the stock engine would have. Literally the way I'm driving at the moment is just like, let's press the accelerator, then when that starts happening, we'll press the brakes. So, for those of you who thought the Isetsu was going to be the most mental thing around this track, hate to disappoint, or rather probably to make you all laugh and giggle like little children, because, yeah, this is... Oh no. If it would stop doing that, that would be nice. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to get a clean lap time out of this, in all honesty. A 58.5 on the first flying lap would make it by far and away the slowest car we've ever had. Oh no. It's just all oh no. This V8, by the way, for anyone who sort of is wondering what 3 litre V8 racing means, this is the Ariel Atom V8 in this vehicle. One of the hardest revving engines in the game. It is a rather mental engine when you put it into, well, normal cars, like say a Datsun 2000 Roadster. It becomes a totally different kettle of fish when you put it into something like a Polaris, apparently, where it becomes, well, where it goes from a extremely mental engine to, well, probably the most mental combination I can think of right now. God, I can't even put my foot down the straight. 54.153 on our first flying lap. The brakes are okay. I will give it that. It needed an okay handling characteristic, though. This is... oh my god. It is genuinely terrifying. It's interesting, though. I will give it that, thanks to Angel and Bacon for requesting the RZR, because, yeah, I mean, I didn't realise you could actually put the V8 in it. I think I knew about the rotary going into it, because I think that was the swap on Horizon 3. So I sort of knew about that. The funny thing is, between the rotary, the Honda VTEC, and this, they all make roughly the same amount of power. Oh no, don't crash into a wall, please don't crash into a wall. Stay controlled. Oh! Oh, goddammit. 53.271. I was kind of hoping, if it would actually have stayed controllable there, it would have actually been faster than the F100. Which would have been a feat in and of itself to not be the slowest car. Because this thing is... It's just... it's just ridiculous. It's... oh... Do you know what it reminds me of? Ironically enough, it reminds me of driving the old Roof CTI Yellowbird on Forza 5, because that thing was utterly terrifying as well, because the front end wouldn't stop lifting up. This has a lot of that going on with it, which is interesting. The most interesting thing to me is the fact this car has literally no issues, well, literally no issues. This car's having less issues around corners and more issues around the actual straight. Oh wow, that was a 53271. Or was the last one a 327? I don't know. Anyways, 2 more laps to go. As I'm trying to keep control of the Polaris. It's just the way it sort of bucks and rises and bucks again. It's a amusing vehicle to drive. Very amusing. I mean, I will say that for it. It's not boring, which is nice. Well, this lap is quicker. If it can actually stay in control, that would be nice. This is just horrific. This is, honest to God, horrific. Nice, slow, power. It's going to get a 51.475. It's not the slowest. It is not the slowest car. Well done, Polaris. I don't actually know how high up the leaderboard you are, but yeah, you've sort of thrown away that lap for you. So sod it, we're just going to go on full throttle and see what happens all the time. Yeah, you can sort of... The thumbnail for this one's going to be easy at least, because all I have to do is just take a picture of this car going in a straight line, probably accelerating off the starting line. And that should give you enough of the idea. I'm trying to see if I can pause it in an exact location where I can really show off the way this car front end is actually lifting. Because, yeah, I think this needs to be seen. Right, is it up there? Not quite, but you can sort of see roughly what this is doing. It is horrid. It is absolutely horrendous. Anyways, there we go. Well, it was horrific. It was absolutely awful to drive. Can I maybe get it to... There you go. See what I mean? Anyways, yeah. It was horrific to drive, but surprisingly enough, it was not the slowest vehicle we've ever had. A 51.475 will actually put it into 10th place. It is quicker than the rotary BMW Isetta, the USS Ford F100, and the Citroen 2C VTEC. It is down on the Volvo 850 NASCAR, and truth be told, the Volvo 850 NASCAR makes, well, this makes the Volvo 850 NASCAR look like, I don't know, a Dodge Viper GTS, which is a really nice driving car. Yeah. The Polaris is atrocious, and that's why you should all drive it immediately. Anyways, I want to thank you all very much for watching this episode of Silly Car Showdown. Of course, if you want to come check out my personal channel, that is in the, well, that's in the description. So come check me out. I do silliness, although probably not to this degree. Thank you all very much for watching, and until next time, farewell.